Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Eastwood Skirmish public match for you, but before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, server pop right now is 180. It's January 9th at about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm recording a lot of rounds in a row tonight because this is my only open night. So, we're starting a little early in the night, but we still got plenty of people on the server at 180. Inbounds is actually pretty perfect. CSA doesn't have artillery, but Union does, and they have 4 on it, so that infantry imbalance is 4, now 3 in favor of CSA. Your officers for today, on the CSA side, you have Rocky, you have Adobe Wand Kenobi, Willie Pete, and then TTV, the Food King. On the Union side, you got Duke Gardner, you have Pilot Man, you have Pax, and then for the artillery, you have Evans. So Confederates have 4 infantry companies. Union has 3 because Union has the Sharps, and the Sharps only get 1 company. They shoot at double the rate compared to your normal weapon in this game. And for that reason, that's why they only got 1 company, and that company is limited to like 15 or so privates. I honestly don't know if that's full or not. But regardless, rest of the Union infantry is going to be going out the right. Generally, CSA set up a defensive line on this corner and the center here, or on the far right, but it seems CSA is holding far back. Union generally hits far left, or they hit far right. There's no moderate these days. It's just the extremes. And Union is gunning it down the left with their Sharps, and then going down the right with the rest of their infantry. Now, this is an interesting start to the round with Union pushing up and having no CSA contest them, because this is similar to maps like Dunker Church, where there's a clear defensive CSA line. If you let the Union as an attacker get behind you or into that position on the flank, it can be devastating for you. CSA can normally hold this corner well if they do it as a team, which CSA, for the most part, is really spread out. They seemed also concerned with the Sharps, making sure they don't take that corner, but they let the Union infantry get this corner. And now, if these guys want, they can go back into the woods. They could charge this way and hit this corner. I mean, Union has a lot of good options to start this round. And you might be thinking, well, there's these CSA guys back here, and they could surprise the Union, and they could. The problem for them is Union is playing the smart. They're moving in together as a team. So if they want to go around and defeat the CSA in detail, or in other words, defeat each individual group, that's definitely an option for them. And Union has started this process already, starting to go up and over. Looks like they're going to go into the wood line.
Oh, the Australian fellow.
And you can see Willie Pete is there waiting for them. We'll see if Union just goes straight in or not. CSA caught completely off guard here. And not all of Union went in. You could see a fair amount on the top right. It could have been just because they kept their flags back, those respawns, which CSA has lost one of theirs. Yeah, it looks like Union's kept their flags back.
Okay, yeah, so we just destroyed them.
So they got a good CSA wipe there. They're up a little bit on tickets. CSA in the center starting to turn to face the Union on the straight fence. And that's the issue with the CSA defensive line. It makes sense at the beginning of the round to spread your defensive line out. You want to cover the width of the maps to make sure the attacking team doesn't break through at any point. And how you follow that up is when you spread the width of the map, wherever the attackers go, you have to move together as a team to kind of push them out. That's the CSA game plan to win Eastwood Skirmish. And they did both of those things wrong. They did not do the whole width of the map, and they kind of let the Union up here easily. And then, secondly, CSA infantry, for the most part, is fine with just sitting over here and just kind of having a shootout with the Union, who is just destroying one of these companies within the wood line. And they're not responding quick. And so the longer Union sits behind the initial Confederate defensive line, the worse it's going to be for the CSA. And right now, it's not looking too great for the CSA on this map. Now, it looks like the Sharps have pulled off that far left side. They're going for a more center approach. Maybe they'll push around to the right side. You do see Union. They're trying to chase these Rambos who are trying to pick up the CSA flag.
Liberal, take that. Yeah.
If you're happy and you know it, and you gotta fucking show it. If you're happy and you know it, hit T and cut his head off.
Looks like they might be able to get that flag out. It goes down, but it gets closer to their line. Moxley picks it up. But it looks like Union's going to continue. Willie Pete's going to get hit again by all the Union infantry.
Shut up, Daz. Shut up, Daz. Brace. Sweep the field. Yeah.
And Union did bring their flags up unlike a previous time. So again, another great wipe. And CSA, they've got to move in to face this Union group as a team. I mean, it's the only way they're going to push the Union out. They're so concentrated on holding this side and dealing with the Sharps that it is hurting their team in a severe way. You have Rocky, who's pulling back near point. Meanwhile, the rest of the Union sitting back, reform. We'll see if Willie Pete goes in there again.
Maybe the Confederacy was the friends we made along the way, boys.
Maybe.
Actually spawned a little further forward than what I remember. Anyways, it looks like CSA, they're starting to go into the corner on this left side. Union might see them. At least they're gunning it right in their direction. And they are just moving along and defeating it in detail.
Hello, lads.
CSA caught off guard again. And that's another company chewed up. Down flag for CSA. They're making this way too easy. Way too easy. Meanwhile, I mean, that's a really small company. They're not going to be able to do much there. So, Union pushed through the corn. They might just charge the CSA holding in the center. I don't even know what's going on there. This is just a mess from CSA. This is the first time, I think, I've seen CSA be this much of a mess in a long time.
Follow me.
Cut right. Yeah. Cut down. They're right on the snake fence. Right on the snake fence.
Up and over. Wipe these guys out. Wipe them out. Yeah, we're not putting this shit in. Get over here.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't have a bullet, sir. I couldn't shoot you. I'm sorry.
Anyways, they're gonna get Union's gonna get some nice Rambos. CSA, meanwhile, oh my goodness, one of those Union companies didn't even charge forward. It looks like they're moving up to try to take this corner, which we could see Flag Made in here try to stop them single-handedly. Let's see if he does it. He is not.
Oh, nice. Well, good shot. Form up on the line, boys. Form up on the line.
So Union kind of pulling back up to that corner hill spot's a very nice spot on this map. If Union take it, they got a good shot of winning. Now, I'm surprised they're pulling all the way up here. I mean, when you have control of the map as Union, that corner is probably the best spot. Because CSA will try to push you out through the corn. And then at least you can kind of continue the action. Bringing them down. At least maybe setting up here is a nice operation point. But got to keep up the aggression. Anyway, Sharps are being charged out here by Adobe Warren Kenobi. Not going to be able to do a whole lot. Normally these Sharps suck at melee. And most of them don't have the bayonets on. I mean, these Sharps look a little disorganized. I'm not even gonna lie. So, Union setting up a defensive line, shooting from a distance. You have CSA trying to reform within the woods. They're the first to go down to engaged. So, great start here for Union, keeping up that pressure. We'll see if they continue to do that from here.
No worries, mate. Let's do it. All right, Company A.
All right, Company B, we're staying here. Company B, we're staying with the flags. Company B, form to the rear. 30 seconds.
We're going on the right. We're going on the right. Company A, we're shifting to the right. Company A, we're shifting to the right.
So you can hear the officers communicating in game, at least with each other. Officers don't have a Steam chat in a public match, so they got to do all the communicating through the in-game voice chat or the text chat. So, and the Unions are going to push down to that corner, kind of splitting themselves up. But CSA, here's the thing. You got half the CSA team kind of turtling. Turtling means just holding back, killing that time, and avoiding taking ticket loss. But unfortunately, these guys up here are not turtling. But they are going to retreat with Union moving down as a team. Might get a kill or two here. But, so, your goal as defender, right, is to get that clock down to 0 as a defender in the distance. If you're in a bad spot, you want to force the attacking team to cap the point so that you can regain some tickets. Because if Union cap the point, they don't automatically win right now. Point of contention's right here, by the way. If Union captures it, CSA has a chance to retake the point. If they do, then they will regain tickets up to the percentage of tickets that the Union has. So, CSA, by turtling, they're letting that black timer tick further and further down to 0, which is obviously good for them. And it might bait Union into capping the point. Now, it's hard to do a turtle in the first place. A lot of people don't like the strategy. But also, when you're playing public matches, you can see there's guys out and about rambling. And so even if you do a full team turtle, if you have a few guys rambling, those tickets are going to add up very quickly, and your team will eventually go down to breaking. So it's very hard to do on pubs.
Aim for their heads, gentlemen. Aim for their heads.
So obviously pros and cons to that turtling strategy. Can be very effective if you're down on tickets and you want to force the opponent to capture the point. Doesn't work on all maps. So CSA starting to move out a little bit. Still trying to hold further back though.
Georgia B, stand back here.
So you can see how CSA, they're sitting further back. They're trying to limit the amount of casualties that each side gets. Maybe bait Union into capping that point. But since Union was aggressive early on in the match, the great thing that Union has is they have a lot of time to get the CSA down to whole morale stages, which they definitely have plenty of time to do that. They got a little over 15 minutes to do that, and that is definitely possible even in a shootout of this range. But for all we know, we could see Union try to make a move through the corn to get in the woods. But of course, time will tell with that.
Alright, here, company, go ahead and take like 5 steps back. We're kind of getting shredded right here. Let's back up just a little bit. New line. Back up just a little bit. Back up a little bit. We're going to back off and then get on the line.
So I reckon the Union on the corner here will make that move. And it looks like they're starting to do that. Duke Gardner, he's trying to go as far over as he can before he gets the out of bounds. Look at that. Artillery shooting and they're hitting the trees. Not a great map for Union artillery. I mean, it's okay if CSA holding the forward defensive line, but they're holding back in the wood line. So it's going to be difficult for them to do much of anything.
I'm your bodyguard, man.
Alright, players down, melee mode, hold fire, hold fire. We're going to go in all together. Color guards, stay back with the flag, keep them safe. Everyone, up and over, stay at the double quick.
Interesting. So they're going to keep the flag back. They don't want to lose the flag within the wood line. If they do charge them out, which based on his action of keeping the flag back, that seems to be the intention. Now you do have a CSA flag down in the corn. If no one picks it up, it'll despawn in 5 minutes since it was dropped. So, but if a CSA guy here picks up that flag and he dies, that 5-minute timer restarts. But here comes Duke Gardner with his guys. Can argue whether or not bringing the flag up is good or not, but at least there is 0 chance that they'll lose it behind enemy lines when they go this way. Looks like CSA might see them. You can see the flag shifting around. They could just be volleying and then pulling off.
Let's go. At the sprint, at the sprint, at the sprint.
Charge!
Where's he gonna go? He's gonna go left or right. I don't know if the CSA here. They don't. Oh my goodness, he hit the wrong group. Oh no, he's gonna turn towards them. Hits him on the side, not from behind, but what a time. CSA volley, and Union's gonna run in here with their shots.
Flag is now.
And Union does drop to engage, but it does not matter as Union's up by half morale stage, and that is a great wipe on their flag. Willie Pete's trying to help out his friendly company, and they're going to charge in and probably wipe up the rest of these Union guys. But that was a great charge there. Perfect timing. Unfortunate for CSA. They volleyed right when that happened. So Willie Pete is going to move through with his guys. And they will clean it up and they get a couple kills.
How many of y'all like a hot ball of chili?
You're too cute, son. I have to end your life.
Yeah, me, I was
So, great wipe. You could see they're reforming back in, spawning in already. Oh, that Rambo just shot the officer. Yeah. It's funny to look at that from a distance. So, I mean, if CSA wants to keep turtling, they really need to watch their back. That was a great little move there. Even if the CSA are facing where Duke's guys came in the woods, at least Union would still be able to charge and get their tickets, because it's a lot like chess right now, where the Union is fine with trading tickets. They can even lose some tickets, and because they're ahead by so much, so they can afford to lose some more tickets if they get into a close engagement or any engagement in general. So, I mean, do we hear anything from the CSA officers?
Take aim down my column. Aim for the stomach, aim for the chest, chest
Yes,
ahead,
ma'am.
chest ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Steady.
Hey, that's a sir, motherfucker. That's a sir. On Willie's name.
Willie's not a sir. He's a ma'am. He's a big feminine masculine man. All right. God damn. Can y'all shut up by that? He's a feminine legend. All right, and I love him for it. All right.
Is this true, Willie?
Yeah, he's a feminine goddess. Sorry, shut the hell up.
So, most CSA is sitting back. Unions, at least the ones that charge, are returning to their original defensive positions. Some CSA, you got the Rambos here and there, but looks like two of these companies, the smaller company size, are taking a few guys out, which this doesn't make any sense. You gotta hold back a CSA. You gotta let that clock tick. And you gotta avoid taking ticket losses. And this may or may not be the exact opposite of that. Are they going? They're going straight in. Great name, but not a great strategy right now.
All names now. Let yours not be one.
Oh, well, we got enemies west at the fence.
Well, you know where to shoot then. Load. If you're staring at the corn, press 5, load bucket ball. If you're shooting into the woods, just aim for ground ball loaded.
Oh, I see.
So, a couple CSA there. You got a couple CSA Rambos there. You got CSA infantry in the back, though. They're pulling off a little bit. They're just retreating as far back as they can while still shooting, so that the Union at least thinks they're engaged and maybe they won't cap the point.
That's friends in front. Friends in front.
So, Union's killing some tickets there. CSA is almost down to taking losses. If Union capped right now while CSA is engaged, Union would have to hold it for 12 minutes to win. If they wait till CSA it's taking losses, the next morale stage will be 7 minutes if they take the point. And then if CSA hits breaking, which is after that, Union can cap and win automatically.
You need sleep, man.
And I reckon Union's going to try for that. So, CSA really is trying to force Union to cap the point here.
Where did we just get volley from? Where was that? Where'd that come from? Okay, hold fire. Up and over, up and over, up and over.
Southeast, southeast.
Moving west, moving out. Right face, let's go. Moving out.
Some of those Union guys think they got shot from where their friendlies were, but Duke's going to keep moving his guys out. Looks like they're going to try to do this again to hit CSA down. The thing is, Union's playing this smart. CSA's holding further back, and the Union's not capping the point. And the reason why they're not doing it is they've got 24.5 minutes on the clock. There's no reason to cap the point right now when you have so much time left to knock your opponent down a whole morale stage. And the thing is, too, is you wouldn't want to cap the point, lose it, and then CSA would regain. If they did that right now, if Union capped and CSA instantly retook, CSA would regain 3/4 of a morale stage. And as a Union team, I would not really want to give CSA those tickets back. So, smart, patient play from Union. Union trickling in like a snake right now. But unlike the previous time, CSA does have a company here, but we saw they weren't prepared earlier.
You know what, gentlemen?
Commander's on his way.
I want somebody to shoot me.
We did
He's
it, boys.
dead.
We did.
Hold fire, hold fire, guys. Hold fire, hold fire, hold fire.
One of those Union guys shot early and alerted the CSA, gave him a second or so. Here comes Union charging up the hill. Again, Union's going to lose this charge. They didn't bring their flag with them. I don't think they did. But even if they lose this charge, which it looks like they will. Oh my goodness, that Buckable just killed 2 guys. But Union might lose tickets out of this, but it doesn't matter. Union's just trying to get the CSA down to breaking at this point, which they do get them down to taking losses. So,
All right, gentlemen,
it's getting there.
Alright, fellas, right here, fellas, right here, fellas.
So, zooming out here, it looks like Union kept their flag back on that corner. And Union is still up by half a morale stage, maybe a little more. The starts and ends of a morale stage seem to like not move that bar as much.
The land of the trees, but all of these trees are speaking Alabama. I don't know if I'm supposed to, like, I can hear them, man. They make me crazy, man. They just keep whispering something about cousin fucking and roll.
So, Union reforming, continuing the shootout. I'm surprised this infantry company's not going in with their friendly company. It's not like it matters a whole lot, but they could definitely increase the amount of damage. CSA, as is evident right now, they are not wanting to retake this ground. They're definitely afraid of losing a lot of tickets in that process, and they're just trying to kill time at this point. So, for now, Union reforms, and I reckon Union's just going to keep doing the same thing.
I'll just set it, yep,
For now, they're reforming.
Save the plume of smoke, fellas. Southwest, west.
Yeah, southwest west. Over to the right, lads. Press T to check your compass, by the way, if you don't know how to, where we're just reading out random cardinal directions.
So,
Flag, how many men
this has probably been one of the better public match turtlings that I've seen. I mean, you're always going to have a few rambles, but overall, this has been a very good cap, or I guess turtle from CSA so far. For the most part, their whole team's kind of sat back, and they're avoiding the ticket losses. They're killing the time. Definitely not the most entertaining thing, but if you want to win, it's a strategy you need to use. It's not as common today as it was in the past. And that's mostly because we have higher server pop, and with the flag respawn changes, those are the 2 reasons why turtling isn't done as much more these days. So, the server, depending on the server size, the tickets scale per death. When you have a larger pop server, the amount of tickets lost per death is smaller than that of a smaller server. Because let's say that on a large server, they make the tickets work for really large servers where a lot of people are dying. So if you have a lot of people dying, you're probably going to have a little ticket loss per death. And then imagine you go to a really small server with that same scale. No one's dying in a smaller pop server. And if you have the ticket loss per death really low, then no one would lose tickets overall and the morale stages won't go down. So tickets scale. And so with the larger pop servers, each death is worth less. And so trying to get your opponent down or getting a huge ticket lead is not seen as often as it was in the past, I would say. And then also when they changed the flag respawn from 10 to 5 seconds, they also increased the, or I guess decreased the amount of tickets lost per death by 20%. So those two things made tickets go down really, really slowly compared to the past. So that's why these matches go longer and you don't see turtling as much. Anyways, Union trying to charge in. They can afford the ticket loss. They're just trying to get CSA down as CSA's turtling and Union doesn't want to cap. And so they've charged in with this side. I don't know if they've brought their flag. They've pushed it up a little. It's behind that tree on the right. Meanwhile, on the other side, the other Union company is charging in here. They're hitting a much more spread out defensive spot for CSA. I don't think these guys see him yet. I don't know if it even's going to matter.
Keep going.
Sitting there, boy.
So, Union almost down to taking losses, but again, they're up by over half a morale stage right now. And the self-awareness from CSA has been terrible. This is the third or fourth time the Union has charged this way. And Duke's like, why is the flag here? Anyways, Union's going to retreat. They have charged there. That's like the fourth time they've charged this game, and CSA still lacks the self-awareness to maybe look behind them. So, Union's up now by a significant margin. CSA third of a morale stage starts breaking, and at that point, I reckon Union's just going to cap this point and win. Again, the only way CSA is winning this game is if they force Union to cap the point, or if Union accidentally caps the point, because that means CSA can regain a lot of tickets. So, I mean, what are the officers saying here?
That is, hold your fire, guys. Hold your fire.
I mean, they could be typing in text chat here.
Baby, I give you the sucky sucky, you sucky sucky me.
And Willie's not talking in text chat, so... oh, I guess he is. It's just it was taking a second. Anyways, Union's pushed into the woods on this side. They've got one CSA flag down. Union's pushed up on this side. That's more the Sharps, but Union infantry at least is respawning over there. And CSA is really just trying to turtle. But at this point, it's kind of a mess over here. And the effective turtle we saw a little earlier, it's not so effective right now. Because Union's got 17 minutes to dwindle down their opponent.
One Rambo is down this line.
So,
I see him crossing to the right.
and that's the hard thing too, is that you want to win these matches, and so one of the ways to win is turtle, and so you just sit back in your main spawn, killing that clock. But I know for myself, when I go on pubs, I don't necessarily want to sit around and do nothing. It's like imagine hopping on a game and then just sitting there and doing nothing. That's why, as an officer, you need to keep the men entertained. You need to keep doing things, whether it be playing some stupid games, yapping, or just bombing from a distance. Anything will work, but it can be difficult. It can be difficult. I mean, that's half the battle with being a pub officer. So Willie Peep and Rocky are pushing their guys up. They're acting a little more unified than they were at the beginning of the match, which is nice to see, but unfortunately it's going to be way too late. CSA shooting the remnants of that Union line that shifted further left. I mean, did they keep their flag with them over here? I think they did.
Back to the corner.
Yeah, they did.
Where we started this game. Hold there, hold your fire.
Captain, we are not
Stay in
losing.
melee mode.
We got this.
A flag.
We're waiting for the red. We're going to try and get a trap room.
Oh, we're gonna win this.
Yes, we will.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Everybody
There's a no, don't fucking run that.
I love the are we going to charge?
Alright, let's shift this line up just a little bit. Shift up to this new line.
So, CSA's creeping further and further in the woods. They got to get near that point, because the moment that the CSA drops to breaking, Union's going to gun it to that point. But Union's keeping the flag back. This guy is crouching. There's only 2 people by him, so no one can respawn on the flag right now. You got to be in skirmishing to at least spawn people in. Which, if you don't know what that means, there's a formation status in the game. It's based on how close you are to other people or what you're doing. So if you're standing up by a lot of people, which none of these guys are standing up, but that guy is, Julio, he's in formation. If you're crouching down like this,
Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
or you're by 2 or 3 people standing up, you are in skirmishing. And then if you're rambling, like this guy here, you're out of line. When you die in formation, you lose 1 ticket. When you die in skirmishing, you lose 3. And when you die out of line, you lose 5. That is roughly the ratio of out of line skirmishing to in formation deaths. And when you're a flag bearer, you need to be at least in skirmishing or in formation to get spawns in. Anyways, Duke Gardner's going to hit CSA into braking. He's charging in. He's kind of surrounded here, but he's just going to go straight in. Lucky timing there as CSA. Some of the CSA are moving out right now. Union kind of spreading out, and they're going to wipe the back half of the CSA here pretty well, getting 2 flags in the process. The other Union company flanking in on the far side, and then knocks CSA into braking. CSA finally realized what's up, and now they're turning around to face the Union who's charged in their rear. Some are going back to the point. You can see CSA capping. And now Union's going to try to gun the point. Which, even if they lose this, again, they have a lot of tickets they can burn. So even if they lose this, as long as they keep getting CSA down on tickets, that's great. They can hit CSA to last stand, and then they won't be able to respawn anymore. So here comes Union. They're hitting the edge of that point right now. CSA trying to form a line. They're looking the wrong way. I don't know if the Sharps are behind us, but CSA was looking the wrong way again today. Zooming out, though, it looks like CSA will eventually hold this. Yeah, it looks like they were concentrated on the Sharps that were up there. So, a couple down flags. CSA is a third of the way through breaking. Union a third of the way through taking losses. A couple more ramboing incidents happening on the point here. So, there's artillery. Anyways, you got a CSA down flag over here. And then, oh yeah, so it's all CSA down flags in the woods. So Union retains all their flags, which is great for them. So Union's taking that time to reform. I'm guessing that flag bearer, oh, it looks like he died. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, but Union picks it back up. You have some skirmishing on point. CSA is losing the point of contention right now. There's a couple more Union guys on it than CSA.
Yeah.
Duke is gonna be here soon-ish.
He's going through the middle. Oh, you got his flag up. It looks like that's good.
Keep up the independent.
So Union taking that time to reform. CSA as well. They're trying to hold on the edge of the point while staying back. They're actually not on the point because again, they're still trying to draw this clock out.
Army training, sir.
I don't know if I'm keen on contention, man. I don't really like it.
Yeah, we kept them from getting the flag for a while there.
Alright, good luck.
Dexter, wherever
Yeah,
it is.
I
fucking adore contention. Contention is where you actually find out who understands this game.
I mean, I think it's fun, but it depends. It's not fun for Uni to lose all the time, and oftentimes it's not. Yeah, anyway, I'll hold my thoughts on that.
You know, the
Sometimes
Union
it's
wouldn't
fun.
lose if they would just, put on their big boy pants and try harder.
Zombies forever.
It really is easier said than done, honestly. I've played it enough times to know. Wait, Bayonet's on, lads.
Zombies forever.
I do wish that you could turn zombies on in, like, training camp. That'd be lovely. It's a lovely training tool.
My thoughts on contention, it's a CSA bias mode. I mean, contention, if you don't know what it is in its raw form, is there's 6 flagpoles on the map. 1 is randomly selected, and each team is trying to raise their flag and then hold it for like 7 minutes. And if they do, they knock their opponent down a whole morale stage in an instant. The problem is the RNG with the game. There's no defined sequence of events, which means that one team could have all 3 points closer to their main spawn than their opponent. It's definitely possible. But I think the bigger issue with it is that more regiments in this game have the Springfield 42. Nice hit artillery. Which is the buck and ball, which you're basically shooting a shotgun. You can hear the guys talking about it there.
Make sure
Bucking ball acts as a shotgun. You're shooting 4 or 5 pellets instead of the normal 1. And a lot more Confederate regiments in this game have the Springfield 42 with the bucking ball compared to the Union. So, just percentage-wise, CSA is way more likely to get the option of the Springfield 42. And that's the nice thing with the Springfield 42 is you have the bucking ball for that shotgun close range, and you can also switch to round ball, which is your 1 pellet longer range shot. So that's why Conquest and Contention, they need to make it more even, I think, at least from that. But that's a conversation for another day, maybe a Contention broadcast. We're watching Skirmish. Here comes Union collapsing in on the CSA side. They've got 9 minutes, plenty of time. Union in the distance as well, collapsing from the top of the hill, or maybe just spreading out on the defensive line. Union getting a lot of kills on CSA here. Artillery just shooting right in the middle of it. See, here's the thing. Union hit the flank of their line and CSA line. They're just no self-awareness here, not moving in to assist their teammates. Union infantry, the rest of them sweep in. And you can see the sharps for the Union now moving in on point. I mean, what are you guys doing back here? I know some of them just spawned back in, but like these guys are just sitting there. I don't know if they know their friendlies were getting charged out, but terrible social awareness here from the CSA, or just terrible communication. Both of those things probably have a mix in this result right now. So CSA is going to start charging out. They got to contest the point.
This is how you motherfucking charge, boys. Remember this, everybody. Whenever your officer orders a charge, you group up. Fight a battle buddy. Stab a yank and go. Don't just target one. Stab one yank and keep moving. That's how you the quickest way to wipe the line.
Rocky's trying to go in, but he's only got 8 guys. So they're going to get wiped. Union's taking this point. They'll hit CSA in the last stand when Union goes down into breaking as well.
Down with the traitor!
So if CSA dies, they can't come back. Everyone that was dead respawned. So they got one last wave, but that wave is not going to be able to do anything as we finish out the round here with a very decisive Union victory. Alright, the biggest things that I take away from this round is if you're a defending team, you really got to watch out your back. You got to have someone watching. I know it's a lot harder in pubs, but CSA just let the Union get behind them consistently, and they weren't expecting it. And so every time Union was able to deal huge amounts of damage on the CSA. But well done to Union there. Just getting those charges, taking advantage of what the CSA gave them. You also have the turtle from CSA, which I thought worked well, but Union stayed patient, and they kept chewing them down, whether it be charging potentially out of bounds or just in a shootout. But great job, Union. Anyways, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those level links in the description are in the description. I know I said that twice, but anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the night. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.